Hey guys, so I thought it was about time, and by the way, the throat's getting worse, the cold's getting worse, so that's the one thing that we get to look forward to for the rest of the week, which is great. But hopefully it's going to get better toward the weekend, because that'll mean I can actually have a weekend of recording videos and doing cool shit. So, if I go quiet for a second during these videos because I switched my mic off, so can I have a bit of a cough, like now? There you go. So I just wanted to come on and tell a story of a positive story this time around of my store anniversary that happened in the store that I was working at. So every single Games Workshop store, and this might be a shorter video than usual, by the way, because normally my videos are 20 to 25 minutes of griping and moaning. But yeah, my store anniversary was, well, every single store in the UK, and I think in the world, has a store anniversary. That's the date that the store was quote-unquote founded, the date that the store was opened. And on that store anniversary, you get certain models that you can release and certain things you can only get at that store to drive up customers coming into the store. Sorry, I had a bit of cough. So this was during November. So my store anniversary was during November, around about now, actually. And ironically, I was actually the months leading up to it. You're always prepping for the store anniversary, so you get one sample of each thing that you're going to have in the store, apart from the model. And my store anniversary model was the famous big-fisted Space Marine lieutenant. So, so you got a few things. You got like a holding bag and pins, things like that. I'm going to be honest with you, useless faff basically. And if you spent a certain amount in store, you would get certain things. If you spent more money in store, you get another set of things, that sort of a thing. I was told on no uncertain terms, no one gets everything, right? So if you spend £50, you get this. If you spend £100, you get this. You get. But I was ramping up, so if you spent £50, you'd get the bag, and if you spent £100, you get the bag and something else, and you spent £150, you get everything, basically, because I had loads of this stuff. So, for months, I was preparing for this store anniversary, and I was walking around the town that I was in on my lunch break with, well, I'll rewind a little bit. I called up HQ and I said, listen, can I advertise at all? Can I get word out there that we're going to be doing the store anniversary? And they said, no, we don't advertise. We're Games Workshop. We don't advertise. Our models are good enough, and our name brand is good enough that people will see it and come in. Okay, fine. I ignored that. I put the phone down. I ignored that. I went and picked up my life-size Primaris Marine cutout, and I walked around town, handing out flyers, handing out all sorts of things. I went to gaming clubs and things like that. And I went to gaming clubs, and this is a big no-no. I went to gaming clubs, and this is a huge no-no, with my Games Workshop t-shirt on and my name badge. I didn't give a shit. I was like, no. Feel free to photograph me. I don't care. You know. And I went in and I took. It's really weird. I'm going to take a sip of my tea because I'm going to be talking for the next couple of minutes. Actually, straight 1 second. Oh my god, that's good. Okay. So good on the throat. So it was really weird because I'd walk into certain game clubs and people would want to take pictures with you in your games because you had the Games Workshop stuff on. It was really funny. So I'd walk in there with my Primaris and be like, "Hey guys, we're going to do this, store anniversary, and I'd love you guys to come down and have a few games with me and the other customers and things like that. Just so you can get a feel for what the store's like. It's right on your doorstep. It'd be a good place for you to come in and roll some dice and maybe buy your models there because that'd help me out, you know." And you'd always get just as you get snotty people at Games Workshop, sometimes you get snotty people who would, absolutely annoy you who are gamers. So you'd actually, you know what, I'm not going to use this fucking music. Piss off. Fucking giving me, don't give me royalty-free music and then, decide, actually, I'm just gonna put an ad over the top of it. So I would say there were annoying people at the games clubs as well. Let's be fair. So these types of guys would come up to you and be like, yeah, why would I come and spend money at your store when you don't do discounts, you don't do this, and you don't do that, and it's all your fault. It's everything Games Workshop does is your fault because you're that kind of thing. You get that all the time, and I'm going to be honest, I still get it now. I haven't worked for the company for a few years, and I still get it. I still get it now. I still get people saying, well, you work there, so, it's... Come on, dude. Like, you really think I'm going to be changing the policies of Games Workshop? I can only change what's in my store, essentially. But yeah, you get people like that. People like the Titan guy. You get people like that coming up to you and treating you as the mouthpiece. But again, I'm walking into the lion's jaws with my Games Workshop stuff on, so, And they're expecting to come out of there smelling of roses. But more often than not, you know what? People in the hobby are beautiful, beautiful souls. And they would come up to me, they'd shake my hand and say, hey man, it's cool, yeah. And I was very honest about my experience working Games Workshop. I was like, yeah, it's not great, and sometimes it can be a struggle. So I'm looking for support, guys. I'm looking for, like, some war gamers. Even if you just use your body and turn up, Getting numbers in the door is huge for me, because if people walking past and like, oh wow, that's popular, they'll come in, And I even had a few trusted war gamers who would come in, and when I got really busy, I would let them do intro games with kids, and things like that, because I trusted them, I knew them. And that's, again, a huge no-no. Games Workshop don't want you doing that. But as far as I'm concerned, the hobby belongs to everybody. The minute you start segregating things and saying this isn't this and this isn't that, I may run the store, but the game's for everybody. And if somebody wants to come in and get their first Warhammer 40,000 experience, if there's somebody that I trust to give them that experience, then they should give them that experience if I'm busy doing something else. That's not a problem. Whether they're wearing the blues and twos of Games Workshop is irrelevant. But anyway, I'd go to these gaming clubs, and like 80% of the time I'd have a really good experience, and I'd even give out some freebies, right? So we used to have a box of a sprue, and the sprue had one Primaris Marine on it. So I went to these places and I said, look, I'm going to do a painting competition for a brand new chapter of Space Marines, right? A brand new chapter colour scheme. And anyone can enter, and I'll give you this sprue for free. It's got a single Space Marine on it, complete Space Marine, give you it for free. Go away, paint it, come back, right? And with my own money, right, if you win, you will get to paint a full Primaris Space Marine set for the store's cabinet. And those are yours to keep. But they're going to be in the store's cabinet for a couple of months. You know what I mean? So I can showcase this wonderful thing that we've done, yeah? And that went down an absolute barnstorm. That was really, really good. I had so many entries I couldn't actually give time I wanted to them all. So for this went on for months, and my girlfriend at the time was like, wow, you're going to be inundated, and I've always had confidence issues, especially with my own work. It's probably why when people say you should publish all of your stuff when they read it, I'm like, no one wants to read it. So on the run up to the store anniversary, I was thinking, well, we'll probably, through the till, we'll probably get like $1,000 maybe. I'll get 20% more than I usually do on a Saturday. Saturday's always busy, £800 to £900. I thought, about $1,000, maybe just over. I shit you not. I came round the corner. So when I got off the train, and I was feeling like shit all week. I was saying to my partner, I was like, oh my god. And I'm saying to my flatmate as well, Mikhail, if you're watching, what a fucking legend he was and is. So I was saying to him all week, dude, I'm getting so ill. Like I can feel it coming on, and I keep going to work. I should have had time off this week, but I'm prepping for the store anniversary, and I need to go in and sort this out. So I was going and going and going and pushing and pushing and pushing. And on the Saturday, I did everything on Friday night to get my body back. I was aching all over. I couldn't talk. I was fumigating my face, and I was drinking lots and lots and lots of Lemsip, and I was getting a full night's sleep, and I was making sure I was okay. And I woke up the next morning, and I couldn't move. The day of the store anniversary, I couldn't move. And for about 20 minutes, I lay there thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, I can't call in sick, you know? It's not really a sackable offence, but you spent all this time going towards a store anniversary, and now, like at least 6 months build up to this. Anyway, after a while, Mikhail brought me a Lemsip, and I just, drank it. I rolled out of bed, creaking, got to the train station on autopilot, literally got energy drinks and energy drinks and energy drinks and painkillers and painkillers and painkillers. I was wired to the nines, and I tried to ignore the pain. Ignore Nurgle's rot, I'm not doing it. I'm going to go in. When I got off the train station at the town that my Games Workshop was in, I walked towards the store, and I was just dragging my feet along the floor, thinking, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna last. I'm not gonna last." I had dots in my vision because I was coughing that much. I was getting dots in my vision, like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?" And I struggled around the corner to where my store was, and I want to set the scene. It's basically like Glastonbury. There is a line going from the door just down the street. Like, literally, it nearly touched the Harry Potter style cafe that I always used to go in. It nearly touched that. And I was like, shit, okay. And that lit a fire under me. And sorry, one sec. I strode down there and faked it until I made it, essentially. I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to open the store now, and everyone come in, and blah, 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 happy anniversary, and everyone came in. We had a blast. We had a tournament. We had the painting competition that was judged by a professional painter. We had tons of shit going on. I was giving away so much stuff. People spending so much money, and to be honest with you, I just didn't register, It just didn't register. I had amazing support staff. I got one of the support staff who was in the store. I said, listen, do you mind putting your t-shirt on and just jumping in? And I can't pay you, obviously, because you're not officially working, but could you do me that favour, Because, I always made sure he had work when I was off. I didn't close the store. He said, yeah. So he went back and put his t-shirt on, went behind the till, and he just, took people's orders as I was administering the actual, the day. We had a fantastic day, and we had a really nice cake, and it was just awesome. And my girlfriend at the time came in as it was calming down towards the end of the day, and she was like, "Wow, you look like you're about to collapse." And I was like, "Yeah, I genuinely feel like my body's about to give up here, and I need to keep going." So I had several more cups of coffee, and I kept going, pushed and pushed and pushed, and finally, at the end of the day, I locked up. Wished everybody a good day. I locked up. I said, right, we're all going to the pub. Because I couldn't not. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't leave here. I don't want to let this ruin my day. I'm not going to leave. We'll go to the pub. So I locked up. And I went and cashed up for the day. We'd done almost $3,000. And I was just, I think, 2,800, and and for a store that size, I had my mate call me from another store nearby. When I told him the number, he said, "Yeah, for a store that size, that's like nearly double what we normally get for our stores in this area." So it's a record of some sort. It's got to be it's ridiculous. So I left. I locked up, cashed up, put all the stuff in the safe, and left. And went down to the pub. And there are pictures of me on people's Facebooks, nearly passed out, with my third pint in my hand, just and people just hugging each other and patting me on the back and stuff, and I went home that night with my lady friend, and I collapsed into bed at the end of the evening, and the next couple of days I slept. I just slept. I didn't do anything. I just slept. And it was like having a come down, All this build up, and finally it was finished, and And I just had this real sense of accomplishment of like, I fucking did it. Like, we did it. Like, everyone in the store came together and did it. And we smashed every single fucking record that was in that area and in that size of a store. We just pissed all over it. And I was just so happy. And I've never loved the hobby more. That it is in that moment where I've still got the pictures. I look over them sometimes. And I look over, like, the people that I met and the folks that I really hope are doing well in life these days. And it was just a really cool time to just, you know, be a hobbyist in that area, because, you know, we had people from the uni coming in, we had people from gaming clubs coming in, and it really was a sense of people coming together and saying, this guy's in trouble, let's go and help him out. And from that moment on, it lit a fire under me up until Christmas, where we had a really good Christmas too. We had a good Christmas. And that's my last Christmas at G-Dub. I literally finished up that Christmas, and that January I went to America, and then I came back and I was done. I was just, I'm finished, I'm not doing this anymore. And Games Workshop didn't give me the right to go on my own terms. The Wargamers did. The Wargamers gave me the right. They gave me the gumption to do it on my terms and say, no, I did my dream. I got my dream job. I did it. It was ruined for me, and I'm leaving. And I'm leaving on my own terms. I'm not going to stick around. I'm telling you now, if I'd have stuck around for another year or two, I'd have ended up being sacked. I would have stopped coming to work. I hated it that much. But they gave me the means with which to say, fuck you, I'm done. I don't know if you've seen a show called Scrubs, where Dr. Kelso has been forced to retire, and two girl characters do a petition, and they force them to reinstate this guy. They forced the medical board to reinstate this guy. And he turned around to the girls and says, thank you for letting me do this on my own terms, girls. He turns around to his boss and says, Randy, you can shove this job up your fucking ass, and walks out. And that's exactly how I felt when I left. The only reason I'm even able to talk about my time at Games Workshop is because of people who turned up to that store anniversary. Everybody from, you know, there was a lovely guy there with his son who had, I didn't ask, he had an issue, you know, a mental issue. And, you know, from seeing that kid, just as a little, you know, a little snapshot, that kid came into the store and he couldn't talk. Like, he couldn't talk, and he couldn't socialise. And he came into the store, and over several months, we built him up and built him up and built him up and built him up, and he watched so many games, and he was taking it all in, and he was writing things down, and he was nodding along to what people were telling him, and he was smiling and getting into it. And one day, I just want to show you how cool working Games Workshop is. One day, I was sitting at the introduction table with his dad. One sec. And I'm talking to him, and I'm just telling him about, you know, what we're going to do for Christmas, things like that. This is just after the store anniversary, and it's on a Thursday night, and he looks up, because the Horus Heresy guys have come in, they're playing Horus Heresy, and this kid's gone over there to join them. He looks up, and I'm facing him, he's looking past me towards the gaming table, and his hand just goes over his mouth a little bit, and he just starts to, like, rub at his eyes, you know, as men do when they don't want to cry, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I just turned around, and his son is talking, but not talking, obviously, like what me and you do. I mean, like, it's like a deaf person talks, it's like that, but really loudly, and he's smiling, and he's having a really good time. And the Horus Heresy guys, who, by the way, GW did not want in the store because they were playing Horus Heresy, just saying. Horus Heresy guys were showing him, you know, the blast templates, now they're working, and they're doing something like that anyway. And I think the blast templates, or whatever it was, had come back on the guy who fired them. And, you know, he knew what was happening, so he was, like, getting involved and having a laugh. And, you know, they left later on that night, and I went for a pint with some of the Horus Heresy guys, and they were like, yeah, that kid's really cool, you know, he's going to do quite well when he gets over his verbal speech impediment and all that. That's how fucking cool working Games Workshop is, and that's how cool it should be. I wanted to do a positive video today because I've done a lot of griping, a lot of moaning, but working at the store wasn't always bad. It wasn't always terrible, but most of the good things I have, most of the good memories I have, because the communities we built, not because the company we were representing at all. But you know, it is a company that purports to support things like that. But at the end of the day, whenever I tell them things like that, they weren't as impressed as my numbers. They were impressed by my numbers, but I got this distinct lack of... They didn't give a shit about anything else that I was talking. I'd say this to people all the time, they'd go, oh, that's okay, that's good, yeah, that's good. You know, oh, how much did you make? Oh, that's good. Oh, that beats last year's by, fuck off, dude. You know? So I loved it. I love doing stuff like that. So if there's ever a chance to get into like hobby management in a weird way, like running events and stuff and like running things like that, I'd love to do that. That'd be my dream come true, to do something like that. Anyway, that is my positive store anniversary story, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope it brought a smile to your face, and that you're sitting on a train, or you're coming home from work, or you're painting your models, or you're sipping your cup of tea, and you thought, wow, this hobby is really cool, because it is. It is. If you feel like buying me a beer, because if you've heard anything about me on this video, you know I like beer. Feel free to head over to Patreon. You know, throw some pence at me if you like, or pounds, or whatever. Completely up to you, or don't, and keep watching the videos and keep engaging with me and keep letting me brighten up your day with some of my stories. We laugh, we cry, you know, we go on about the hobby. And next time I'll have some... I'm going to do some funny stories next time. But anyway, I was going to do a story about the store I worked in. I'm going to save that for next time because it's more of a funny one, and I want to do a happy one today. So, hope that helped your day a little bit, and I'll speak to you guys next time.